Welcome, everybody, to Vegas Unwrapped on the all-new Vegas All-Net Radio. Where's our music
Where's
tonight?
the Odd Couple?
Where's the Odd Couple?
The computer jammed.
Oh,
Wow, no kidding.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, that's
well,
okay.
President, can you make?
That's what he's doing. Where's your phone? Play your phone song.
No, I want to know from the president,
A president?
President Nixon, why is this happening?
Well, first of all, let me tell you this, sir. I had nothing to do with the computers. They didn't have them back. Well, they did, but only the military had them. I didn't do anything wrong to the computer, sir. I don't know what's wrong with the theme music. Maybe you need to talk to Pat. She might know.
Good job, Pat Nixon, of course.
That's right. Don't make fun of Pat.
Pat Nixon.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Ready?
All right.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now Thursday night, and it is time for Vegas Unwrapped, right here on the brand new VegasAllNetRadio.com. And here are the hosts of your show, Mr. Aaron Phillips and Nicholas Ricky Cash, along with Jpeg and that Bobcat guy.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is so funny when you don't have the music to intro.
Yeah.
It's out of whack.
It really sounded. I couldn't understand. What are we talking about? Are we?
I know.
Are we on the
It's
air
like, what
yet?
the heck?
You know, if it wasn't for that light, we'd be in
I
total
know.
disarray.
It's too bad we'd have something for the phones like that, too.
You know, and I just thought it was very appropriate since our guest tonight.
Yes.
And we were able to talk to
The dead president.
dead president.
Our show over the years has had a, what's the word I'm looking for? Penchant
Penchant.
for talking to dead guests. We've had Red Skelton.
Not yeah.
Skelton.
He's a skeleton now.
Yeah, he is a skeleton
I guarantee you that.
Elvis.
Elvis, man. Ooh,
Who else? The president.
the president.
Who else have we had on that was dead? Ricky Cat. No, I'm only kidding.
I'm not dead. I'm still here.
So anyway, welcome to Vegas Unwrapped on the all-new Vegas All-Net Radio. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, Jpeg, Bobcat. Those of you on video who are watching us, you'll see that our first guest is already sitting in studio with us. Our resident psychic, Suzie Rae, will be joining us after our first break. She's here to let us know what she's been doing. And going back to something we used to do with her, some insightful moments.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
As
And
well as
we're well overdue for an update on our reading, Mr. Cash.
especially now with the new business.
Absolutely. Can
I'm
hardly
very
wait to hear where we're
I'm
going.
I'm very nervous.
Me
about
too.
this.
Don't
Plus
be
she-
telling her.
Plus, she gets a chance to read the
Some new blood.
the JPEG.
We have some new blood here for this
Really?
go around.
Ooh, okay.
But no bloodletting. Don't worry about it.
Oh, darn.
No. So anyway, welcome. Our phone line, 702-483-4444. Skype line, if it's going to work. Vegas All-Net Radio. I wish these owners would get some working computers around here.
We're working on it.
I know.
Listen, I've been bugging them almost daily.
I'm telling you, you know.
Well, listen, guys. The choice is very clear: new computers or pay Bobcat, because he makes a lot more than the computer costs.
That's true.
But to pay Bobcat, you got to make sure that he's got proper computers.
There you go. So-
That's right. You guys get it together.
Hey,
Oh,
as
great.
long as our
okay. He must think the pool party's coming back.
he had a piece of cake, and now the sugar's getting to it. Besides, it's not our computer that has to pay him. As long as our controller's computer works, that's
right.
the
That's
important
important,
computer.
right? Good
Doesn't
job.
matter about our computer, right?
So how does it feel now? You're back a week or so.
It feels like it's not. I've never been away.
Really?
I'll tell you what. I told you guys this earlier today. Last night, we had dinner, and next thing I know, we're watching TV. Some of our TiVo shows or whatever. Radar, by the way, set us up with Netflix now. That'll be another thing that's got us.
Because then you can start watching.
I got a
the
list for you.
serials.
I got a list of
Of
some
all
good
the
stuff
shows.
to watch
Great.
then.
Great.
Banshee.
So we're sitting there. I know what I wasn't watching. Star Trek was on with Pine and all,
Okay.
the new one.
Right.
The newer one. 7:30's rolling around. 7:30 p.m. I'm sitting on the couch. All of a
With
sudden,
the air conditioning going at about, 62, 63
yeah,
degrees?
That's about right.
Holy.
I'm telling you, if the numbers were not meant to be there to use
I
them,
know.
then you shouldn't use them.
Yeah.
7:30, I'm sitting on the couch. My eyes are closing. Little did I realize, Radar, the little rat fink, she's laughing at me falling asleep at 7:30. And how do I know? Because every time I jolted awake, I looked over at her on the other couch, and she's looking at me with a smile on her face, laughing at me. 8 o'clock last night, I had to go upstairs. I was done. I was absolutely done. And you know what? It wasn't the physical tiredness; it was the mental.
You know, that's amazing, Jpeg. What did he spend an hour here yesterday? Maybe an hour.
Oh,
and a
up
half?
yours.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Was
Up
that it?
yours, Mister. I'll sleep in my office for 2 hours.
Now, that's another crazy thing today. I sat in the chair.
Right.
I was listening to Holly's show.
Right, Good Medicine,
Good
which can be heard every
and
Thursday.
it was good. And it was
Right.
about 11:45.
Right.
And the next thing, Jpeg sticks his head in the door and he says, "How about some lunch?" I said, "Great." And I thought,
You have an hour yet.
so we're sitting in Denny's and it's 1:45.
You lost total track.
I thought I slept for over an hour
Yeah, I know.
in the chair with
I
my
know.
feet up.
I know. Well, what a great picture that presents to our staff.
Yeah, well, it just shows
I'll be
that
posting that tomorrow.
That's right.
you didn't really take a picture, did
What
you?
No, I got some video though.
What
You
not,
have no idea how loud you snore.
what not
Don't
to
say
do.
that out loud. Cammie's listening tonight, and I keep telling her I don't snore.
This is what not to do, right? How not to be. Did he have his book opened up on his chest? when
No,
he was
I wasn't
asleep?
No,
reading.
that was laying on
That
the
was
floor.
It already slid off.
Yeah. The book was gone.
All right, shout outs, gentlemen. Who's got some shout outs?
Jpeg. Got
You
it?
gonna make me start?
Yeah, well, we're going to go this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to. I'd like to shout out to. You know who you are.
Yeah, was your son listening last week to Richard Hatch?
Yes.
And what was his comments about that? Did he like the interview?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Is that what he said?
That was so cool.
Your son's like 50 and he's talking like
I know.
that, right? I love it. I love it. Well, I got a bunch.
All right.
You know, as I said, Cammie said she's
You
listening.
always have a bunch.
Yeah, of course. Cammie said she's listening tonight, and because she's happy that Suzie Rae's going to tell us what's going on in our future, and she says hi. Now, I don't know if the Stephanie and the girls are listening, but if they are, hello everybody. And let's see, Jamie, Jay Lee out in New Jersey settled into a new home, and her and Adrian are pretty psyched up about some investment opportunities they heard about today. So that they're pretty
After they bought a house, I'm amazed they're even thinking about investments.
Well, you know, they're thinking, I don't know, that they were excited.
All right,
Anyway,
good. Hey.
And of course, my favorite people out in Charlotte,
Right.
You know, Mike and Lois.
How's
and,
his shoulder coming?
Mike's doing better, man.
Yeah.
Mike's doing way better.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really good because, you know, coming out of that surgery, he thought, oh my goodness, he had such chest pains from the anesthesia that he thought, you know, he was having a heart attack.
Wow.
You know, and that anesthesia sometimes wears off, and it takes a day, but he's fine and he's doing well. How do I know they're doing well? Because they told me they're going out for dinner.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go.
That's always a good telltale
Yeah,
sign.
so that's good. And of course, Lois doing a good nursing job, from what I understand.
Well, that's good.
I'll have to talk to her about that.
Yeah, well, okay. I was going to go in a whole nother direction.
Yeah, I know
but
you were.
I don't know if it was
I'm
fitting
so glad
for her.
you didn't.
I know.
I don't know, you know.
Let's not go there just
Something
yet.
about a nurse's outfit or something. I don't know, so.
Gosh.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so
Is it hour number 2 already?
No. That's
With
all
our
good.
schedule, we got to rush this along. before we
No, so that's
Fast
it.
forward 35 minutes.
Exactly.
That's
We
from
need some more
that's
cake.
from my end of the block.
By the way, kudos to you, Mr. Cash, because those of you who are listening before us, Corey Taylor was on the air, and she celebrated 2 years on the radio.
Yeah.
You know,
On
that-
us. On
on VANR, Vegas on Net Radio, and Mr. Cash came up with a great idea to surprise her with a birthday cake, with an anniversary cake. And so congratulations to Corey for being on the air for 2 years, and
Right.
well
You know,
done to recognize
as
her.
I said to you guys, and I've said it to her too, so it's
Right.
not like I'm talking behind her back.
Right.
When she sounds 12
Yeah.
on the air. I mean, it's so
She
cute.
does.
Because she's coming across, though, that, you know, she's older.
She's
but
got
she
that
sounds-
youthful
she sounds
excitement.
12.
Yeah.
And I think it's adorable.
Absolutely.
And of course, she's got 15 times more listeners than us, so I can't say anything really bad about it.
No, absolutely.
No, good
Yeah,
job for her.
She's one of our shows right up there.
She's the sweetheart of VANR.
There you go.
right.
Exactly. I'm going to ask you for a name, and I know you're going to know who this is, but of course you remember Duffy Dyer,
Oh, sure.
number
Mets
10.
catcher.
Mets catcher from
He backed up Jerry Grody.
Jerry Grody. He was actually one of my favorite Mets growing up. It was,
Why?
No, I
Any
told
reason
you.
why?
No, I told you why. Because my grandfather, may he rest in peace, was a huge Mets fan. This is before I really learned about the Yankees.
Right.
And
Before you knew there were other teams.
Before I knew there were other teams. And here's the funny part. From those days in the late 60s and early 70s, I can actually name the players on the Mets pretty much by position better than I can the Yankees. I can't really name Yankees till about the 80s.
Right.
But Duffy Dyer, number 10, who was the backup to Grody, number 15, I was saddened the day Duffy was traded to the Pirates.
Yep, he sure was.
But anyway, the reason I say that, because somehow I came, on Rich Perez's Facebook page, I was stalking him one day. Cammie Lee Dyer, his daughter, was on Facebook, and she's friends with Perez.
No way.
So I hit friend, and she befriended me. So I am friends on Facebook with Duffy Dyer's daughter.
How do you like
And there's a
that?
nice picture on her cover page on Facebook.
With her dad?
With her dad wearing a Mets uniform from it has to be from the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
When he was still with the Mets. So I thought he was a great player. Just never got his due because he was behind Grody, who was
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
until he got traded to the Dodgers. Right? So you see,
Then
I
he
know
played- then he played for a while. That's good.
Yeah, I know.
I'm impressed.
All right, Brandy Lane is out there in Louisiana. She's out there listening.
Louisiana.
She's out there. Paige Poole's listening. Radar's listening. We're all out there. Nicole
Wow.
Taylor Sharp. Everybody's out there.
We're gonna beat our all-time record of 9.
Exactly.
Did you say the page was out there, sir?
Well, he's on my Facebook page. So
Hi.
should we break the news to him, or should we wait till tomorrow?
No, we'll wait for tomorrow.
Okay.
Wait a second here.
There's a big
He
rumor.
doesn't. He's off tomorrow.
There's a big rumor going around.
I seem to be the only guy in this company that gets all the news at the very last second.
That's because-
I
That's
can
true.
have one
That is
day.
True. That is true.
We're not officially signed, sealed, and delivered. That's supposed to happen tomorrow.
There is a rumor,
But
though.
there is a rumor going around that the pool is going to be refilled, and they're going to be in need of a lifeguard.
Man, I've been loading that concrete up for the last year, man. No.
So
Don't be surprised. You better check those phones because at 702-483-4444, we might be getting a couple of calls today.
yeah, we might be calls to get off the air. But anyway, so rumor has it that it may be like Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m.
Wow.
So we'll know for sure tomorrow.
Okay.
So we may have a new pool opening. So
That
so
would
to
be
speak.
great. Well, they'll be on Vegas Unwrapped in the next few weeks.
Yes,
All right,
definitely.
good.
And we'll square all that up tomorrow.
All right.
Anyway, talk about a soiree of madness.
Yes.
You like that little plug there?
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Not bad for us local yokels. All right, so Suzie Rae is going to join us here in a few minutes after our break. And then I've got lists coming up. You know what? Just something about Facebook the last couple of days. Lists upon lists upon lists. Mr. Cash, everything from, you ready for that? I know you're going to like this. Tomorrow, in case you haven't read our Facebook page, free donut day at Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kremes. As long as you buy some sort of beverage, you get a free donut, which is sort of ironic for Krispy Kremes because they always usually give you a free glazed donut when you're standing there anyway.
Do they
Yeah,
still?
I think
to
so.
this day?
I think so.
Back in Winston-Salem, they do, and that's
Yeah.
where the first one was ever brought.
That's right. So I've got everything from the 12 craziest donut flavors in America. You're going to like that list, Mr. Cash.
Sure.
To the 9 unhealthiest restaurant meals in America.
I saw that.
To some of the craziest movies that destroy Las Vegas.
You know, this is good because we were criticized broadly about falling asleep during the second hour of last week's show.
Not we. You.
I don't know. I don't remember sleeping.
You don't remember. That's the problem. Go to the
Anyway,
videotape.
I've got the video.
I was going to say.
All right. So in the second
Instant
hour,
replay.
in the second hour tonight, we will be up and awake doing these lists.
I want to encourage all of our listeners who
I'm drinking
watch us on
Gatorade.
YouTube.
Right.
Okay. John videotapes our show in 4K resolution. I mean, that's huge.
That's nice.
Okay. So if you have a smart TV like the one that the three of us own, we just bought each of us, and I found out John, by the way,
How
cons.
stupid is cons? I mean, they actually gave
Between
the
us
three of
three.
credit. I mean, isn't that ridiculous?
They just threw away about 12 grand.
I'm
the
telling
three
you,
of
they
us.
got to be the stupidest company out there.
Listen, I was able to get $800 for mine.
Oh, what? For the one you sold?
No, the one I just bought from Con.
Oh,
Where do you think that $800 check came from today?
Yes, new TVs.
wait. We haven't paid for the new
not,
TV
not
yet.
even, not even the first payment yet.
So if you have a 4K, the new smart TVs that allow you to get onto YouTube with the wireless, connection, you've got to watch any YouTube as long as it's in 4K. But we
The ones-
prefer,
well,
Any of our shows. in
we
the last
prefer
month or
that you
so.
watch Vegas Unwrapped shows the last month or the VANR shows.
Right. Any of the
on Vegas
VANR
Unwrapped.
shows or any of the.
The resolution is tremendous. It's like you're there.
I've been doing this for a while, and I really did not expect the 4K to be that much of. I mean, from regular TV to HD was pretty
huge.
cool.
Yeah.
But this is phenomenal. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's just, oh my God.
I was watching wrestling Monday night on the new TV.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming.
I felt like I felt the sweat coming through the television. The beads of
telling you.
sweat were being thrown my way. But check it out, folks, because it's tremendous. Anyway, so we got lists coming up, celebrity birthdays, dates in history. Of course, Doing It With Stiles tonight if he's ready. We got all kinds of good stuff.
Somebody,
I'm ready.
I'm sorry. Somebody said with your 4H, 4D,
K,
whatever it is.
K.
Well,
K,
that
as
it's like looking out the window,
Right.
with the window open.
Yeah.
It's better.
It's like 3D.
I swear to God, I was just.
Is there a 4D? Or is it just
not
3D?
yet, but I'm working on it.
You're
Fourth
working on
dimension. The fourth dimension.
Fourth dimension. All right. That does it. On the other side, speaking of fourth dimension, Suzie Rae will be joining us.
Oh, yeah.
And she'll have some insightful moments during her time with us as we chat with her and get updated palm readings to see what's going on with the boys.
Uh-oh.
He's not planning on moving anytime soon,
No.
is he? All right, we'll
one of
tell
the
that
best.
story. Anyway, Bobcat on the board, Jpeg on the camera, yours truly, Mr. Cash, Suzie Rae next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I see
there
we
you
got
are.
the computer unfrozen. That's because Bobcat put another quarter in the slot, by the way. So, hey, I do have a special shout out if she's listening to Bobby Kitty because she's still back home taking care of business.
Okay.
So just a shout out to Bobby Kitty and
Yeah.
let her know we miss her. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I wanted to tell her that some of the pictures that she's been posting, looking good. Looking
Yeah,
good.
absolutely. All right. It is now time to welcome our resident psychic, someone we just discussed during the break that's been over a year since we've had on the show, but has been with us a long time, telling us about the great things that she's doing in the psychic world and letting us know what traps to avoid and don't move and no moving, no boxes. Suzie Rae, welcome back. How are you?
This is great to be back. I can't believe I'm on the radio again.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's good to have you here with us for sure. So what's going on? What you been up to the last 13 or 14 months?
Well, I'm still down on Fremont Street in my little kiosk on Wednesday and Friday, and I'm learning the ins and outs of homeless people and what to say and what not to say.
Oh, wow.
That's always fun. I've had an indoctrination into the world of mental illness during my 2 years down there.
Wow.
And I'm hoping that next year at this time I can come on the show and bring my book with me.
Oh, we're writing a book?
I'm writing a book. I can't tell you too much about it, but I can tell you it's going to be a page turner.
Okay.
And the first book that I was on the air with you guys, and I told you I was going to write my memoirs.
Right.
I decided against because little do I know when you write a book, you have to research publishing. So Suzie Rae, her fingers on the computer and taking an online class, found out the memoir market is saturated.
Yeah.
There are so many people, the TV stars and people that went off the air that wrote their memoirs. The Kardashian mother
Right.
and just everyone. And there's just too much in the market and it's too competitive. So I changed my genre a little bit, but it's going to keep the readers on the edge of their seat.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
when I'm done, I'll bring it on and show it to you guys.
Absolutely. Well, we require signed copies from all books that come
That's
on.
true.
So
Okay.
that's part of our
Signed by the author.
Well, yeah. I mean, not just anybody. So
Just one piece, Susie, about downtown, because almost every day, there's a story about what's going on Fremont Street. The I don't know.
Rounding up the characters.
Yeah, where the people have to stand. I mean, they're really, really trying to put a sense of control down there because, like you said, there's a whole lot of people that are there as tourists, but then there's a whole lot of people there that are nefarious at best
Whack jobs.
a four-syllable word.
in the first 20 minutes.
Unbelievable what you see down there. A couple of days ago in the Las Vegas Sun was a very good article about the city council now is going to try and make little circles for these people to stand on.
Right.
And they kind of like sign up for the circle, and then every so many minutes they move
Every hour.
to the next one.
I read it too. It was on TV as well.
They've been trying to issue business licenses for them, and technically they're not businesses because they take tips, but these guys do everything from impersonate Michael Jackson to play the trombone. There's some talented people down there.
Oh, yeah, we've heard some of them.
But then there's a lot of whack jobs too that, ma'am, you got a dime? Oh, give me 65 cents, things like that when you walk by. So the thing that made the turning point for me down there was the murder of the 2 police officers. I hate to bring up a sad subject,
Right.
but when our Metro put people on foot patrol, they put them 2 and 3 at a time, walking in a row. That took all the homeless people away. That took a lot of the drinking and the bums away because the police presence was there. But of course, Sheriff Gillespie then couldn't keep them down there forever. They can't put that kind of man force, but their presence just alone took the bums away. And the bums used to use the trash cans. That would be their eating place. That would be their social hour. That would be their bar. It would be everything. Suddenly that all disappeared. So the performers that are down there are a sign of the times of people just hungry to make money, because there aren't a lot of jobs here right now.
Interesting.
I have to admit, I've taken pictures with the guys from Kiss down there that dressed as Kiss. Remember the really bad Cupid? Were you with us that night we were down there? Remember that guy? He just, Ray, you seen him? He just wears a diaper, and he's got the wings, and he's got the bow and arrow. Then there's my girl Misty Sin, who dresses like the devil, who was actually recently in a newspaper.
I have not been down to Fremont Street since that time where we wound up
actually, we were
eating
last
ice
down.
cream.
No. We were last down there for Kim's birthday when we went down to Tony Roma's.
Oh, yeah, but I mean where we actually
walked
the
right.
area.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we need to get down there, man.
I know.
We need to do
I
some man
know.
on the street stuff
I
down
know.
there.
I know we do. We'll get it. Now that we're entrenched here, our schedule, we can make our schedule to
That's
do
right.
that. So we'll get it done.
That's
All right, so one of the main reasons why we asked Suzie to be back, and we want to know what's going on with us, because we're so self-engrossed in us.
Scared, I think, is
It's more like it.
So we're going to start with
You.
all right. So
Go for it.
Suzie.
What?
Okay, wait, we
Yeah,
got a little
you-
logistics
we
here.
Yeah, you
do
can
some
move the
logistics.
You can move the mics. Just remember, you're still on camera.
Okay, your physical body is in pain. I can feel your pain in your hand, but you already know that you're having trouble with your knees. You're under a lot of stress right now. You've got a lot of stress that's going into your physical body. You're taking this not only, hard not being able to sleep sometimes at night, but you're taking this internally. I'm kind of concerned about what I see. Yeah, as my stepson would say, you need to learn to chill out some way. You need to find something to do, listen to CDs, throw pillows at the wall, beat Aaron up, something. But what I have sensed about you guys, I did go into your energy before I came here, that this ownership of the station is a really good move. And this is kind of a stepping point. I see a European connection for you guys of some sort. When you're going to be on the World Wide Web, you guys are going to be on the World Wide Web. This beginning ownership is just the beginning. There will be a partnership down the road with someone. They may try to actually give you a lot of money and buy you out, or they may say, hey, look, we've got something you need, you've got something we need, let's go into partnership. But I see a big name, and I can't really see it. It's not clear in my vision, but like Lotus Broadcasting bought out the old KLAV, another household name or a big media outlet will try to get you guys. I see a lot of famous people coming on this show. I see people that are good names that are coming, people that you see on TV. You're going to bring a lot of movie stars on, and you're also going to get a book written about you of some sort, because I saw a book with both of your pictures on the cover, and I saw stories of what happened, how you got the station, the whole story of the 5 years that you guys have been together, and I saw that in print.
Was it a comic book? That's more
It
our
was a
genre.
fantasy, yeah. And my look of incredulousness was not that I didn't believe you, but we're not selling to anybody. This is our baby.
I'm not moving either.
Yeah.
No,
Unless they make us an offer, guys, we can't refuse.
Yeah, then we'll go start another one and show them how
Well,
it's
that's a
really
different
done.
story.
It's a whole nother story. Interesting.
Wow.
yeah, it's going to be a lot more work than you guys thought, but I think you're going to have fun with it. I think the work is going to be fun. I think it's going to go great for you, but I am worried about the stress that I see in your hand. That and Kimmy probably wants to say, yay!
Yeah, well, she knows it. She's the one that takes most of it from me.
All right, why don't we do this? We'll save John and Bobcat and myself for after the break.
Okay.
So just like we used to do in the past, why don't we have Suzie Rae take us to break with one of her insightful moments? Yeah, do it now. Take us in a break.
Okay, I'm Psychic Suzie Rae, the resident psychic of Vegas Unwrapped. And every day, 250,000 people call a locksmith. How do you know when you are getting a locksmith that will open your doors and won't use those keys to open them another time, or that you're going to get a scammer that will just rip you off? Well, I'm going to give you 4 tips here. Looking through the yellow pages or online searches, you're going to see hundreds of locksmiths. You're going to see addresses that look like they're right down the street from you. Check out these addresses. A lot of them are fake. A lot of them lead you to a vacant lot, a cleaners, a jack-in-the-box, and that's a scammer waiting for you to call. Number 2, watch out for the toll-free 800 numbers. After they send you to a call center, they'll send you to a scammer that will arrive in an unmarked van with no business name. They say they're going to pick your locks for $15, and next thing they tell you is they can't pick your lock, that it's going to cost you more than $15, maybe $1,000, and they have to replace your lock. Remember, all locksmiths can pick a lock. Most experienced locksmiths can open any door. To avoid this, find a reputable locksmith first. Have that in your telephone directory in your phone. Before you need one, get a reference from someone, a friend, check them out with a Better Business Bureau, and put all those details in your cell phone. And avoid any services that just answer the phone with hello and they don't give you a company name. And if they don't have locksmith in their name, don't use them. And fourth, but not least, if they do work for you, get a written estimate, get a written agreement with them on a letterhead, and get a receipt after you pay. So that's today's insightful moment. I'm Psychic Suzie Rae, the resident psychic of Vegas Unwrapped, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back.
I was thinking, what's the matter with you?
Welcome
What's the
back.
matter with you?
With you? Bless
Yeah,
you.
you had to do the camera.
Had to do the camera.
Oh, okay.
Didn't want to get too involved. All right, we're with our resident psychic, Suzie Rae. It's been over a year since we've had her with us, and we're excited that she is here, and she's catching us up on some of our palms. So next up, Mr. John Stiles. Come on around, Jpeg. It's your turn, buddy.
This should be good.
This will be interesting, and then we'll
really
get Bobcat.
Yeah.
Bobcat, you don't want to know your future?
No,
Oh, I
he's
have
going
to have
the
both
bathroom.
of them. Oh, sorry. We're full of static electricity here, and I also have to remember I'm talking in a microphone here. Okay. Oh my goodness. You have a very analytical mind. First of all, you never take anything at face value. You go beneath the surface of everything, and you have to ask all the W questions: what, where, when, why, how. And when you make an incision, a decision. An incision. You're a surgeon.
Better than a serial
You
killer.
always wanted to be a surgeon.
So I
When-
stayed at a Holiday Inn last night. There's a surgeon now.
I like that.
When you make a decision, you make it very informed. During the time that you worked in a career, you were very, very serious, and your mind is your biggest asset. You procrastinate decisions until the end, but that's because you make such an informed decision. You have to have all those facts down, and you may be Googling the last question when you're ready to give the answer. You have something to do with this business here that's further education. I don't know what you're going to be studying, but this is not a college career of any kind. It's more like an online course or something that you do on the internet. And your love is people. You couldn't be in a room stuffing boxes. You couldn't screw screws in all day long. You have to be around people. You speak your mind and your truth. You respond well to change. And you're really an asset to this business. You're the more serious of the three of you. You're the one that's more grounded in business, and you have a high IQ. Stupid people frustrate you. You're not going to be friends with Ferris Bueller and Gomer Pyle at any stretch of the imagination. You are not going to be watching Daffy Duck either. You're just too smart for that. You're very positive. You're a very, very positive person, but you're coming on the throes of a decision here about your money. And what I'm sensing is that your money is coming in a different way. I don't know if you're instead of getting it dropped in your bank account, you're getting a check in the mail, or something is changing about your money. When I see this in someone's hand, I always say, see a financial advisor. Make sure you're clear about this, and you understand everything, all the tax consequences and all that. But your mind is what's going to contribute to this show. Good luck.
Thank you.
Nice. All right.
Whoa.
So, John,
Whoa.
after hearing all of that,
Yes.
on a scale of 1 to 10, And be honest.
Oh,
Okay.
I knew you were going to say that.
How accurate?
For the most part, I thought it was pretty right on.
Oh, I'll tell you what
Scale 1 to 10, I'd say 9.3.
I'll tell you where I got when she said there's new money coming in. I said she just nailed it. The VA stuff, right?
Yeah.
The new disability thing.
Yeah.
She had no idea about that. You know,
Not a lot, but it's
it
something.
doesn't matter, but it's
And
still
yeah.
new money that's coming in.
And it's funny that you talked about stupid people. That's one of my issues.
Yeah.
This is the same way. She hates stupid people.
Well, that's outstanding as
Your
usual.
phone is ringing.
Oh, really? How about that?
I'm going, why is he playing this?
No, I know. And he's looking at the board wondering what the heck's going
I forgot
on.
to turn it down. Oh, gosh. Too bad I can't take that call, but that's all right.
Was it Ed McMahon?
No, it was my brother, but that's
Oh,
okay.
sorry. Sorry, Harry.
Another dead guy on the show?
Sorry, Harry. So tell him we apologize.
Harry, he apologizes.
There you go. So, Bobcat, you don't want to have your palm read?
No.
To be told about yourself?
No.
No?
I would be better off just allow things to happen naturally as
Right.
they do.
You're not even curious?
No, sir, I am not.
Wow. Okay.
That's cool.
That's cool. I said, didn't John Dominic say that one day, and then he talked about the fact that he had a problem on the board? Remember
Yes.
that show?
Oh, wow.
Quick
Listen to
story.
this.
We were at this was 2 stations ago. You'll appreciate this. The owner of the station we were on worked in a boardroom on the other side through the
Of the
glass
window.
of the window. So he was having a problem with something in his board. And I'm talking about this board looked like something that can launch a rocket.
It was a spaceship board.
It was amazing. So Susie was on one night, and during the break, he was talking to us through the mic about this problem. Susie walked into the production room, into the other side. She looked at the board, put her hand over the board, because John didn't know where the problem was. John did not know where the problem was on the board. She just felt the energy. She put her hand over the board. She said, "This is where the problem is right here." John tested it. Sure enough, she nailed it. I mean, that I think was one of the more
That was
amazing.
classic moment.
And John, who
Vegas
is from
Unwrapped.
Australia, he's tough to ruffle. He lost it. He was just like,
Yeah, he
this is-
wanted to hire her. I mean, right then and there, he was ready.
All right.
My favorite story
Yeah.
is the one that I shared, of course, on the internet.
Yes.
About tonight. We were, and that's where we were. We were over at Radio Zone 1,
Mm-hmm.
and I had just moved into a really nice rental property, and it was Cammie and it was a house. Cammie and I, along with Jason and Stephanie and the 2 kids at the time. And it was a good arrangement. We really liked it. We were going to save money. Everybody was happy to be there. It was great. And I was pretty excited about it. And sure enough, I was in there maybe a month. And Susie came on, and she looked at the hand, and she read the hand and started talking. And she says, "Oh, and by the way, before the end of the year, you're going to move." And I said, and I like interrupted her, and I said, "Susie, I'm sorry this time," because I know Susie 10 years. And I said, "Susie, you got this one wrong, because there is no possible way under any circumstances am I going to move again." That December I moved. And it was just amazing. And we talked about it,
I looked at you and said,
incessantly.
"Did you save your boxes?"
Yeah, really.
For when you moved into the house.
Unbelievable.
That's right. But that was because Jason and Stephanie had to move.
Yeah, right.
So you had to vacate out of the house.
Yeah, but still it was wild.
Oh, absolutely.
was
Because you were
wild.
adamant you weren't moving.
No, I'm not moving.
Of course, you've moved 5 times since.
Only twice.
Okay. So how many houses have you been in how many times have you moved?
14,
In how many years? 20?
20.
So it's like you always say, instead of doing laundry, we just buy a new house.
Hey, when my radio in the car stops working, I
Get a
get
new-
another one.
It is so funny you said that.
It's true.
The light on my dashboard went on for another tire issue. I got a low tire again.
Uh-huh.
And I said, son of a gun. I looked at the mileage. I said, you know what? Screw the new tire. I'm getting a new car. 'Cause I'm getting tired
We've
of this.
been laughing about things like
Absolutely.
that for 20 years. Because
Absolutely.
when the laundry pile's too high, we move.
Yeah.
And if the radio should go out for some reason, we get a new car.
Oh, that's funny.
That's wild.
All right, Miss Susie. Are you ready for me?
I am ready for you, but let me tell you, the revert to that story that you told about the board.
Yes.
That night, I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a Reiki master now,
Right.
but back then I was only at level 2. Well, at level 2, you're taught a way to scan people with your hands, and I was using my technique. I was really nervous. I'm thinking this guy's going to think I'm full of it, that I've lost it. This woman's telling me there's something wrong with your board, because in my mind I'm thinking, before I tell him, should I tell him? So that really blew me away. Also, that I was even able to do that at that point, because it's kind of like feeling a little zzz in your hand.
Yeah, fill in the zap, sure.
Yeah, so that surprised me too.
But the look on John's face that night was just priceless. He was just like,
That was funny.
and I remember him looking at you, and he kind of backed up a little bit. He backed up in the chair. He just rolled back a little bit, like, what the heck's going on here, folks?
Yeah, we should have had Suzie Rae on with Henry Hill.
Oh my God!
That would have been fun.
Oh my God! Just no Japanese yen. That's all.
Okay, let me get.
All right, so I'm going to do a play-by-play.
Go ahead.
Susie is looking at Aaron Phillips' hand right now, and his hand is doing well because it's not shaking, and she's checking out the lines and is about ready to.
No, she's doing something with me that she didn't do with you.
Yes,
guys.
she's feeling for whatever things that she
A
feels.
pulse.
A pulse. Oh, and you said she can't deliver.
Okay.
All right, here he comes, folks.
You're more positive than you've been in a long time. The
Good
last
drugs.
time I read your hand, there was so much negativity wrapped around you. Your emotions, your emotional field. There's around our body. There's a field called the aura. There's 7 layers of that field.
Right.
One of them is the emotional field. You're more positive than you've ever been before, but you carry with you still an old trauma. There's something that you haven't healed. It's from this lifetime. It's not from a past life. And you are going to get the announcement of a wedding this year, because I keep seeing a bride, and I don't know your daughter's
I'll kill him
by sight.
I will kill him. It won't be a wedding. It's gonna be a funeral.
Shut up and listen.
This will probably be a backyard wedding with cake and punch, right?
I'll just start the car.
Maybe a shotgun.
I'll bring the shotgun.
You still have things in your physical body that I feel. I still feel a chemical imbalance. The sign for me from the other side are scales, and I'm seeing scales, and I'm seeing one of them tipping over. So something is not right chemically in your body. But you're better than you were before. I still measure you on the last time I read you. Last time I read you, I was scared to tell you. So this time it's more positive. There is a lot of hard work ahead of you, though. There is a lot. Your lifeline is getting a lot deeper than it was. You're getting deeper. You're getting serious. You haven't lost your sense of humor, but you almost lost it emotionally a while back. Now things are better. You're calmer. Your energy is calmer. But I'm seeing the same thing that I saw in Ricky's hand. And this is confirming what I went into at home. When I was preparing for the show, I went into your energy because I knew you would ask me to read. And I think, what am I seeing for this business? I'm seeing a crossroads. I'm seeing a partnership possibly, or another entity of some, I don't mean a ghost, I mean another business entity that's going to maybe approach you, or a partnership that's going to expand the station into something much bigger. And I see it's a big name. It's something that everybody knows, but I can't physically see it. A lot of times visions are blurred, but I do see a partnership.
NBC.
You're going. Ricky told me that you had to have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone here that worked here about their work ethic. There's going to be several more conversations down the road. You'll be using a lot of your managerial skills, and you're going to use a lot of your people skills. And I keep hearing them tell me to tell him to keep his sense of humor, because you guys are going to have to laugh or you're going to cry. But it's going to be very successful. I mean, I'm not giving you gloom and doom, but you're going to have to laugh to keep it together.
Okay, fair enough.
We can do that.
Fair enough.
She happens to be right on just about all of it.
I do have a question for you. One of the times that you read, you were talking about what this means here in my thumb, the creases.
Stress.
Okay, they haven't disappeared, obviously.
No.
But you also talked about that I have the gift. That I've just never harnessed it. Are you still sensing that for me?
Yes. Yeah, you never lose it. A lot of people have the gift and they're afraid of it. They know they're psychic. They know when the phone rings, who's on the phone. They know outcomes of things, and it just remains dormant inside of them because for whatever reason, sometimes they're scared of it. Religion prevents them from doing it.
Right.
But if you read about the gift and you read about psychic development, you could use it so much in the business. because the one thing that you know is when someone's lying to you.
I got that from timeshare.
You guys know that sometimes that I sing and I perform sometimes in shows, and I've had people tell me what they're going to do with my voice, and it's a load of you know what. And you'll know the same thing when you sit in a business meeting and the guy across the way is telling you a big lie.
Right.
You'll absolutely know with the gift. If you never read anyone, I'd say read something about the gift and learn more about it, because then you need to open this area, this energy center between your eyes, which is where the intuitive gift comes from, the third eye.
All right, give me a recommendation before you leave of what kind of book or what author you'd recommend, or what kind of book, if you can think of one. You don't have to, I don't want you to put you on the spot now. Just Facebook me if something comes to mind.
Best thing I can tell you is to go to the library.
Okay.
And the medium John Edwards has a audiobook about psychic development. That one comes to mind, but I would have the librarian maybe help you, because there's so many books. If you go on Amazon and you just put that in the search, it's going to come up with hundreds of them.
Okay, cool.
Anything by Edgar or about Edgar Casey?
Oh, Edgar Casey's very interesting. They called him the Sleeping Prophet.
Sleeping Prophet, yeah.
Yeah, you might find something about the psychic gift from him. Absolutely.
Or T. Lobsang Rampa, the third eye, would be good for you.
If I can't pronounce it, I can't read it.
It's THRIDEYE,
Oh.
third eye.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Smartass. All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
I noticed that when you read my hands, you read both of them, but you only read one of each of them. You read his left hand.
Well, I couldn't
and his
sit.
right
It
hand.
was kind of tough to sit like this, so I usually just give her one hand.
Well, I was going to give her one hand, but she says, "No, let me see both of them."
Oh, okay.
That's because I've never read you before.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I have to see both hands sometimes to verify. I see something in one. I
Gotcha.
want to make sure I'm seeing it in the other hand. It depends on where you learn palm reading. Way back when I was a child and I was a teenager when I learned palm reading, I was taught if you're right-handed that the right hand is something that changes every single day, and that the left hand is what you get from your parents. So usually in my practice, I will have my client give me the right hand, because I don't care about what they got from their mother and their
Right.
father. They want to know who they are today and
Yeah.
what's going on.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Good question.
Wow.
I know.
Good.
It's always good stuff. Susie always comes through with.
How accurate
good-
do you think she was of me?
I thought she was so accurate with
Even
you,
with the mood thing?
Even with the mood thing, and you know the she says you still have
The
one
negativity.
thing. You still have one thing buried away. We both know what that is, and you know it. I think it's amazing how without really knowing the full details, how right on she is about you. I mean, I know you as well as anybody, and believe me when I tell you, she nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah, she really did.
And the negativity thing, when I first came here a year ago, you were kind of right in the middle of that.
Well,
pretty heavy.
yeah, well-
and I've seen that turnaround.
Well, when she had read his last time, he had just gone through the thing with the leg, with the cellulitis thing, and being in the hospital and the rehab, and once again, we had been promised by at least 2 or 3 different management groups that were going to help take us to the next level, and that fell apart too. And yes, he was so down that, and Bobcat knows it because we talked about it, how we were trying to lift him back into being the Aaron of Aaron, and it took a while before he came back to life. No question about it. We carried his butt for a while.
It's about time.
Well, no, it's listen. You've carried me for 6.5 years, so I don't have any problem with that.
All right. I guess we'll go to break then.
Do you think we should? I mean, can we just skip?
You want to go right into Doing It With Stiles?
Doing It With Stiles, and
All right. Why don't we do that? You ready for Doing It With Stiles?
I'm always ready for doing it with style.
Thank you, Susie, for updating everything.
You're welcome.
It's interesting to note that something's on the horizon, big time for us.
well,
I told you so.
Jamie told me that earlier today.
You didn't tell me that.
I know. I wanted to wait to hear what Susie had to say.
Okay.
But Jamie told me earlier today, she says, by next year, early next year, something is really going to make this thing explode. She says something's going to happen. There's something more than what's going on.
That's why I want to get that room done. I'm telling you.
Right. Oh, and she made mention of that too.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Jamie made mention of the TV internet thing. She said
told
that.
you.
She
I
said,
told you. I told you.
She said that's where the bigger money is going to come from.
I told you.
But she and Susie matched it right up
Yeah.
today. That was interesting. And it's interesting that Jamie called today. She didn't know that Susie was
Right.
going to be on.
Right.
It wasn't until after she talked to me. I said, "Guess who's coming on the show tonight?" She
Right.
said, "Oh, Susie's coming on." Like that, I went, "Oh my goodness!"
Ooh, you just gave me chills.
She's got eight,
Look.
but she's got 82 people feeding her information.
Well, she's got a lot of.
All right. Hey, guess what time it is? You know what time it is?
I think it's a
It's howdy doody time.
Buffalo Bob, Clarabelle.
Clarabelle.
They were still on the air when I was growing up.
Were they really? Boy, they had run their course. Though.
Yes, they did.
Ooh.
It's time for Doing It with Style.
It's time for Doing It With Style.
I just said that. I just said that.
Yeah, but not like linguists.
No.
You can't sing like these guys.
got, or you haven't got style.
If you got it, you stand out a mile. Got, or you haven't got class.
How it draws the applause of the masses. You've either got or you haven't got.
Got, or you haven't got.
Got or you haven't got style.
That's me.
All right.
Okay,
Can't wait to hear how we follow up after the world's most interesting man. No invitations this week, Cash.
Really. And for Susie's benefit, I have a segment on every show called Doing It With Stiles, where I give out an award for some person, place, or thing that has done something with style. I stole that from Fred Astaire, who said at one time, if you're going to do it right, do it big, do it with style. And I thought, that's my name. I'm going to use that. So I have. So this week is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and I know you guys will agree. This is something that is basically I'm giving to a group of people.
I'm so sorry, John.
Technical
I really
difficulties.
am. You know,
Susie didn't say that in your future.
only Ricky could do this. You know, I'm
What
so,
was that you were saying about stupid people?
Richard wouldn't do this, but Ricky
Ricky
does.
That's
would.
right.
Ricky would, yes.
So anyway, without further ado,
I do.
this week's Doing It With Styles Award, I'm giving to pet rescuers.
Pet rescuers.
Those people who rescue pets from shelters, off the street, or whatever, as opposed to going to a pet store or buying a pet. There are tons of dogs, cats, birds, you name it. And if you're thinking about a pet, please go to the shelters. Go pick out one of those dogs. All of my animals are rescues, and they know what you've done for them. And you guys you got dogs, you know what I'm talking about. So I would like to say thank you for all of you pet rescuers out there. Keep up the good work. And if you really want to get some good information, go to Facebook and look up Elaine Boozler, who is a comedian. She is a
Oh my
big,
God, that's a name out of the past.
yeah, she's very active. She's got an organization called Tales of Joy, and she donates a lot of money to different shelters. And so, just keep it up, guys.
Did you hear the story this week that came out that animals used in lab testing now,
Yes.
instead of them being put down, they're actually going to make them available for adoption now.
Oh, that would
and
be
mostly
cool.
beagles. They use mostly beagles for a lot
Yes.
of the stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Saw that today.
tremendous. You know, one of our good friends, and Adele Poole,
Yes.
is very, very active and very, very much involved with, pet
Really?
rescuing. And yeah,
Good for
really.
her.
She's always reposting the
always-
pictures and
always
stuff.
involved with that, and kudos to her. So,
Hold on. Go play the outro.
Thank you for listening to Doing It With Style. Heard exclusively on Vegas Unwrapped.
All right.
The wonderful tones of John Lindquist, who, by the way, was running around the studio
He's
For
the
the
been
last couple of days.
working
yeah.
here.
He's going to be here. He's
I
going to be in
told
the
you.
studio tomorrow.
I told him today. I knew you couldn't stay away. I knew this place was in your blood, man.
Do you have the new liner loaded that he did for us?
Yeah.
Can you make sure that's in the top of the hour,
it-
if you don't mind?
Yeah, it is. I've heard it.
I know. I want to make sure it's played on our show.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
I shall attempt to put it in there for you right now,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Well, that's
Appreciate
great.
it.
By the way, Mike, Bobcat?
Yeah.
Do we got a sports report?
Well, you know what?
You going to wait till after the break?
No, I wasn't. First, he's doing that for me. Then I was going to turn it over to him to give us a sports report leading into the break.
I like it.
But you see,
Trying to find this
the new liner.
the new liner here. Yes.
All right, so we'll vamp for another minute or two.
Right.
That means stall.
Yes. I do have the new liner, sir.
Yes, thank you very much.
And if you will
We'll just play that in the top of the hour breaks.
if you will chatter for about 30 seconds.
30
I
seconds.
Can get a sports report.
We can chatter.
Okay.
We can chatter because tonight is the tip off of the Cavaliers and Clippers. I mean Warriors.
Right.
What's your pick for the championship?
Golden State in 6.
Want to take a gander? Cleveland or Golden State?
In 4,
Who?
3, 2, 1.
That's so
That's
typical
typical
of him, isn't
Jpeg.
it? Yeah.
Jeez.
Why don't you change it?
I think I got to
Change
go with the
his
Warriors
report.
as well.
Warriors.
I think
Okay.
so.
Susie, anything from the spirits above?
Golden State,
In how many?
4.
I've been hearing a lot of people talking about a sweep. I just don't see a sweep. Not with LeBron.
LeBron won't let it
He
happen.
won't let it happen.
LeBron,
I-
man.
But I saw it the other way.
No, I know. But to me, I think Cleveland in 7. I think
Interesting, which means they have to win Game 7 in
in
Yeah.
Golden State in
Right.
Sacramento.
Wow.
I know, but
Not
LeBron's done it.
Sacramento.
Yeah, that's where
No.
they are. Where are they?
No, they're still in Oakland.
Oh, in Oakland. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know. LeBron just has carried that team so much, and if Kyrie Irving can give him something, then that's good. That's going to be a big plus.
I heard something yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just wondering now if I really did hear this, or it's one of those things you hear on the news when you're not really paying attention.
Right.
But I had heard, and I'm just asking for some backup here.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody heard about the Rams coming back there or going back to L.A.?
The person I asked that would be Rich Perez, but there's been talk about the Rams. There's been talk about who was the other team I heard?
The 3 teams that were mentioned were the San Diego Chargers, the
right.
Oakland Raiders, who have already bailed out. They're staying in Oakland,
okay.
and it could be a midnight move with the Rams
With the
back
Rams.
to LA.
Oh, there you go.
I would love that. I used to watch him play in the Coliseum when I was a kid. We ditched school when I was in high school.
Fred
and go
Dreyer
watch him.
played. Remember Fred Dreyer?
Yeah.
See, typical of somebody with PTSD. Skip school to watch a game on a Sunday. Skip school. Get it?
No.
Well, it must have been Sunday school.
What?
Must have been Sunday school.
You talking
No,
about
no.
Monday night?
Yeah, we would cut school so that we could we had to hitchhike down there.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready, sir.
Bobcat, please save us with a Vegas Unwrapped Sports Desk report.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening and welcome back. Guys, here it is. Bobcat from the desk. You won it at the NBA Finals. It's the end of the third period. It's tied up. Cleveland and Golden State, 73 apiece. Talking about a new arena, $500 million going into Milwaukee. That's right, $500,000 arena. Taxpayers will pick up half the tab.
Half a
Early.
billion.
You mean
$500 million.
billion.
$500 million. $500 million. That's $500 million, my friends.
It's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, it's a lot of zeros. Early today in the Major Leagues, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Baltimore, Oakland were your early games. Late getting started off, St. Louis and the Dodgers are tied up 0-0, and there's no score with Tampa Bay and Seattle. Oh, the Mets are down 1-0 against Arizona. Cleveland up on KC 6-2. The Sox on top of Texas 2-0. Serena Williams makes the final at the French Open. The Cup boys and the Xfinity will be at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono. Camping World Trucks and Indy Cars are in Big Texas this weekend. That's a look at sports.
All right, with that, we wrap up hour number 1, which only means one thing, folks.
It's downhill.
It's downhill from here. You're listening to Vegas
help
Unwrapped on the all-new VegasOnNetRadio.com. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, Jpeg, and Bobcat. All right, welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Ricky Cash, Bobcat on the board, Jpeg on the camera, Suzie Rae, for some ungodly reason, is still wanting to sit in with us to hear what we do in hour number 2.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Glutton for punishment. 702-483-4444. give us a shout, become part of the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts and whatever you want to tell us. We'd love to have you part of our show. But you know what time it is.
Okay, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Susie wanted to say something to my other half.
To Cammie.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, I said your name wrong, and I've known you for years, but I just seem so natural. But I will remember. I stand corrected.
Oh, that's so cute.
Today is June 4th. And if you are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday from all of us here at Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. And you're celebrating a birthday with these people. Almost made it. Almost. Now, guys, I got to tell you, not a great list today. So they're going to be thin, but I'm going to try to do the best that I can. And then, of course, I got dates in history for you, Mr. Cash.
Yeah, well, there you go.
All right, here we go. June 4th birthday. We'll start off with Angelina Jolie. Go ahead.
Susie, you're more than
40.
welcome.
40.
You're more than welcome to join in on this. Angelina is 43.
43.
She's 39.
39.
42.
Jpeg gets the first point. A 40 is correct.
Oh, Jpeg.
Actor Russell
I've
Brand
been
is turning
stalking
how
her.
old?
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
Who is he? What's
You don't
he
know
done?
Russell Brand? He played in the updated version of Arthur.
He's
that came
an
out.
English.
He's an English actor.
Okay.
Who wants to take the first shot?
I'll say, go ahead.
37.
37.
43.
43.
44.
45.
40, however, would be the correct answer.
40s, huh?
Yeah, we're
40s in a row. Wow.
That's right. 2 40s in a row.
Yeah, we used to get those. Oh, we used to drink those all the time.
The 40 ounce?
Jeremy Bieber is turning how old?
Who? Jeremy?
Jeremy Bieber, the brother of.
Oh, he's the brother?
The brother
I
of.
didn't know he had a brother.
Huh? Now you do.
Wonder if he's older or younger. I'm going to guess he's younger. So that makes him 16.
Okay.
17.
18.
21.
40 would be the correct answer.
Oh, that's his dad?
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud.
No, it wasn't his dad.
I thought you
His
said it was
brother.
his brother.
It's his brother.
40-year-old brother?
Bieber's in his 20s.
Yeah, I know.
He's in his early 20s.
Very early.
All right. Reality star Brandon Jenner, son of Caitlyn. Well, that's a whole nother discussion.
I didn't know he had a son.
I'll go. Let's 27.
27.
34.
34. We only have 50 minutes left now. Come on.
40.
40.
36.
34 would be the correct answer, Jpeg.
You got it?
He got it. He said 34.
I'm using my gift.
All right, here's the bonus question for you. What year did George III die?
George the Third.
King George III. What year did he die? I'll give you 2 points for this one. We'll double the value of the points here. Not that the points matter. I like whose line is it anyway?
All right. I'm going to go with 1800.
1800.
1804.
1804.
1848.
48.
I haven't the faintest clue.
Unfortunately, we're all wrong. 1820 would be the correct answer,
Oh,
but
he
that was
lived-
cool.
He lived that long.
He did.
Son of
You were there, didn't you?
a-
Weren't
Well,
you?
I saw the
Christening.
You saw the funeral procession? Yeah.
but I thought it was earlier.
TV actor Noah Wiley.
Oh, that's one of my favorite shows.
47.
47.
He might just be up around that age, too. I'll go 46.
46.
45.
45.
Let's go 48.
44 would be the correct answer. TV actor Bradley Walsh is turning how old?
What has he been in?
Give me a second. As soon as the screen comes up, I'll tell you.
All right.
Internet seems to be running a little slow here. He was on Law & Order UK. He portrayed the role of DS Ronnie Brooks.
Law & Order had a UK show?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Really?
Where do you think we got it from?
Oh, no. No, it could not be.
We steal everything else.
Yeah. I hate to say it, man, but I think we ripped him off on that one too, man.
Bradley Walsh is turning how old?
39.
39.
He's 40 years old.
40.
43.
42.
55 would be the correct
go.
answer.
Old Brit.
All right.
That is a weak list.
Told you. TV actor Theo Rossi is turning how old?
And again, let's wait for the.
I'm waiting for the page to come up. The internet is really slow in here tonight.
I mean, these guys, none of us have heard of.
You've heard a couple of them. Come on. Come on.
He's looking at you like he looked at me that night.
Riley. We know who those people are.
Yeah, who are they?
Played the role of Juan Carlos Juice Ortiz on the FX series Sons of Anarchy.
All those guys were in their 40s and 50s, right? 52.
51.
47.
55.
40 would be the correct answer.
Come on, another 40.
Hey,
What's the matter?
This
with
thing
you
is
here?
rigged.
3 40s in one night.
Get
There's
three
a
of a
lot of people busy 9 months ago.
Exactly.
40 years and 9 months, right?
To
Yeah.
the day. Well, yeah, it's their birthday. Duh.
All right.
You okay?
Yeah, I got something
All right.
cooking. I got to get water on the break.
He needs a 40 ounce.
TV motivationist and novelist Joyce Meyer is turning how old? You can catch her on some of those upper channel TV channels. She's like a ministry person and she preaches, but she also apparently wrote a book.
59.
59.
62.
62.
51.
64.
72 would be the right answer. I almost jumped in there knowing you guys weren't going to get it. TV actor Parker Stevenson.
I know
Oh,
Parker.
yeah.
I know.
Stevenson.
See, there's one that you would know.
You know, the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy
I mean,
Boys.
but that
Nancy
goes-
Drew Mysteries.
Wow.
That's right. How old is Parker doing?
71.
71.
73.
73.
66.
66.
72.
63 would be the correct answer. R&B singer El DeBarge just turning how old?
67.
67.
years ago. Nah,
It's about 58.
51.
58, 51,
53.
53, 54, though, would be the right answer. All right. TV actor Robin Lord Taylor, who now plays the Penguin on the Gotham TV series. You watch Gotham?
34.
34.
That's his name?
Uh-huh.
Robin?
Robin Lord Taylor.
Wow. That's a good guess, that 34.
Yeah, I think that's
Not
pretty
bad.
good.
I'll
Yeah.
say 32.
32.
36.
38.
You guys are always all around the right answer. Don't you get some of Susie's energy for crying out loud? The right answer is 37.
I used all mine up in the first two.
Obviously.
I'm trying to stay awake.
All right, here's a 2-point question for you.
Uh-oh.
What year did Dennis Weaver pass away? Known from McCloud on the old...
And
77.
I go all the way back to Chester.
To who?
Chester.
Yeah, he was.
Chester?
Gunsmoke.
Chester on Gunsmoke.
He was the original Chester.
Yes, he was.
How do you spell that?
Chester. Chester. You rat
Even though he
bastard.
pronounces it Chester.
Chester. T.A.
Dennis Weaver
It's like
passed away
Moida.
when? Moida. Weimer.
81.
Weaver.
1981.
87.
87.
84.
84.
83.
Man, you guys are killing him off early. How about 2006?
No kidding.
Yeah.
He lived a long time.
He did.
Oh,
You guys
you
killed him
meant
off
him.
early.
I thought you meant his career.
No.
Nice try.
All right,
Mercifully.
no, one more. One more that they'll know. They'll know
No,
the
I
name at
like
least.
him. He was a good actor. Yeah.
TV actor Bruce Dern.
Oh.
Turning how old?
Yeah. 86.
He's up there. because
Yeah.
He just did that movie Nebraska last year that won him
That was
a lot
great.
of, lot of awards.
I got a picture
85.
of him in
85, 83, 85,
81.
81.
88.
79, though, would be the correct answer. And mercifully, that does it for this edition of Celebrity Birthdays. Once again, happy birthday to all of you celebrating a birthday today. And
Happy
now,
birthday, Bruce.
and now it is time for some dates. Yeah.
Whoa. What happened there?
By the way, my favorite Bruce Dern movie, Black Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was the football
Super
movie with
Bowl.
the clip, wasn't it?
That
Yeah.
was terrific.
Steelers and
I got a
Cowboys.
great picture of me and him. I met him here in Vegas 2 years ago. Awesome dude. All he wanted to talk about was his daughter's show.
Nice guy, too.
Yeah, he was
He
very
was in a
nice.
good gambling movie, too, with cousin George Siegel.
Snake Eyes.
Maybe. I think.
Oh, no. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, with my cousin. Might be on that list about Vegas movies.
You okay there, Bobcat?
The computer's jumping again, and I
right.
can't get the special music lined up.
All right. Well, when you get it, plug it in there. So we'll get started here. Mr. Cash.
All right.
Jpeg and anybody else who wants to jump in. What year did the Montgolfier brothers first publicly demonstrate their first hot air balloon, which did not carry any passengers, over
Good thing.
over Annonay, France? What year?
I'll tell you what, it's many years ago. I'm going to say 1846.
1846.
1823.
Anybody else want to lather a guess?
1849.
1783 would be the correct answer.
They got it
I
out
was
there.
gonna
They
say
got it
that.
out there before the French Revolution.
What year did opera singer Elizabeth Thiebel? She became the first woman to make a non-tethered flight aboard a Montgolfier hot air balloon over Lyon, France.
Oh, that was 1823.
He's not far off.
No, it was earlier than that.
1900.
I'm going to say it's earlier than that, 1797.
See, she was thinking right. When did they first launch the first balloon? 1783.
Right.
What year did she take the first tethered flight?
Don't tell me 84.
1784.
No way. No way.
Yes. Yes. My
I
goodness
thought they
gracious.
waited 100 years.
I didn't think women were even allowed out in public back then.
Yeah, right. Let's
Let them
see.
eat cake.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Next one. What year did the Sierra Club get incorporated in San Francisco?
Wait, didn't we just talk about this last week?
Yeah. Oh, some.
No, I didn't talk about the Sierra Club.
Club.
Question.
Reference.
Yeah, and that's when did they start? Yeah. I should have written that down.
I'm going to say 1901.
1906.
1873.
1892 would be the correct answer.
Well, at least we were.
I knew
fairly close.
I knew it was in the late 1800s.
What
I
year did
remember.
Congress approve the 19th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, guaranteeing citizens the right to vote regardless of the gender, and sent it to the states for ratification?
19th Amendment.
19th Amendment
They're already up
to the U.S. Constitution, allowing everybody to vote, regardless of gender.
regardless of gender.
Right.
1919.
1919.
1927.
27.
1922.
1919 would be the correct answer, Mr. Cash.
Winter chicken dinner.
That's it. What year did the German ocean liner MS St. Louis, carrying more than 900 Jewish refugees from Germany, was turned away from the Florida coast by U.S. officials?
Unbelievable. 1948.
1948.
I have to agree with him. I think that's right.
It's either
Okay.
47 or 48.
Okay.
I'm going to say 47 because I agree with you guys, but I want to give you the same answer. I want to be different.
Unfortunately, I have to disagree with all of you. 1939 would be the correct
39?
answer.
I
That's
knew
what
it.
it says.
Oh, wow. So that was before. Okay. Wow. I thought
Before
it
the
was
war.
before the war. I thought it was after the war because.
If it was after the war, they wouldn't have turned him
well, they
away.
might have turned them down because they didn't want them to go to Palestine.
They didn't
because
have. They didn't
What
have
year did
passports.
Dr. Jack Kevorkian carry out his first publicly assisted suicide, helping Janet Adkins, a 50-year-old Alzheimer's patient from Portland, Oregon, end her life in Oakland County, Michigan?
Boy, that's got to be 20 years ago. 25. So I'll say 1995.
1995.
1967.
He was a kid. He was
I was.
a teenager.
I remember him
I think I
1967.
remember
because
this story.
that's why he ended up in jail for a while there. So
I'm going to say 1968 because I remember this as a kid
Yeah.
when this happened.
In the 90s.
1974.
1990 would be the correct answer. All right, last question. Mercifully, what year? A federal judge sentenced Terry Nichols to life in prison for his role in the 1995 bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City.
1983.
1983.
When was the bombing?
1983.
1995 was the bombing.
So when did they send him? I'm going to go 3 years after that.
So 1998?
Yeah.
Okay.
1997.
It's probably 97 too.
Bobcat? No? Mr. Cash ends us on a positive note. 1998 would be the correct answer, and that mercifully does it for this edition of Dates in History. When we come back on the other side of the break, it is time for some lists, and I'm going to start it off when we come back. Are you ready for this, Mr. Cash and gang? The 9 top unhealthiest chain restaurant meals you can order in America. Wow. Wait till you hear these numbers. We'll be back right after this.
Wow.
All right, welcome back.
We are back.
We are back. All right.
And
We're gonna make it, guys.
And I'm awake.
We're gonna make it.
Well, you know, everybody likes to watch what they eat nowadays. That's the biggest fad, you know, being healthy and all that other sort of stuff. Well, I'm going to change that.
You're not going to be healthy?
Well, not for the next couple of minutes. The Center for Science in the Public Interest has released a report that named the 9 worst restaurant meals in the country. The Extreme Eating Awards, as they are cheekily called, was published in their Nutrition Action Health Letter. Authors Jane Hurley and Bonnie Liebman picked the meals that had a total disregard for the obesity epidemic and the coming diabetes tsunami. And they only looked at menu items over 2,000 calories. In other words, more calories than most people are supposed to even take in one day. So, based on sodium, cholesterol, calories, saturated fat, and all that other stuff that you should only have in delicious moderation, here are the 9 unhealthiest restaurant meals in America. No particular order, and I will read off pretty much just their calorie count to save time. Cheesecake Factory's Louisiana chicken pasta. Okay?
But that sounds kind of healthy.
Well, here's what the dish is. Parmesan crusted chicken served over pasta with mushrooms, peppers, and onions in a spicy New Orleans sauce. 2,370 calories, 80 grams of saturated fat, 2,370 milligrams of sodium.
Whoa.
Dish number 2, IHOP chorizo fiesta omelet with a side of pancakes. This dish, 1,990 calories, 42 grams of saturated fat, 4,840 milligrams of sodium, 1,035 milligrams of cholesterol.
How much sugar?
My arteries are hardening as I read this. Wow. Outback Steakhouse, 16-ounce herb roasted prime rib with side salad and baked potato.
Yeah.
2,400 calories, 71 grams of saturated fat, 3,560 grams of sodium.
Wow.
I love prime rib.
Uno Pizzeria and Grill, 2 for $12, pick and choose menu. So this is baked ziti and sausage pasta and chicken classic deep dish pizza. 2,190 calories, 49 grams of saturated fat, and 5,420 milligrams of sodium.
Jeez.
Now, Mr. Cash, you're a big fan of Sonic.
Yeah, I love Sonic. Great Sonic.
Here's one that you want to avoid, sir, especially in your current condition.
Yes, sir.
Sonic Pineapple Upside Down Master Blast Shake. 2,020 calories, 61 grams of saturated fat, 4.5 grams trans fat, and to add to your question about sugar,
right?
About 29 teaspoons of added sugar. Dickey's Barbecue Pit 3-meat plate. This is Polish sausage, pork ribs, and beef brisket with a side of fried onion and mac and cheese,
I would order.
Yeah.
plus an ice cream cone.
Right.
2,500 calories, 49 grams of saturated fat, 4,700 milligrams of sodium. Here's another one. This one, I don't know why even anybody would eat this one. The Steak and Shake 7x7 steak burger on fries. Go ahead, ask me what a 7x7 is.
Please.
7 hamburgers on one sandwich.
And that's a Steak and Shake?
Yeah.
Is that over at the South Point? Yeah. What are you guys doing after those? Are you kidding? 7 burgers?
Okay, here you go. This is 7 steak burgers and 7 slices of American cheese, a 1-pounder sandwich. 2,530 calories, 68 grams of saturated fat, 5,060 milligrams of sodium, and 26 teaspoons of sugar.
It sounds so good.
How about something for dessert? Would you like something for dessert now?
Sure.
Besides the milkshake?
Why not?
Cheesecake Factory warm apple crisp.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that with a scoop of ice cream on top?
good.
This is the delicious, crispy, nutty topping with vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
1,740 calories, 48 grams of saturated fat, 32
Grams.
No, tablespoons of sugar.
Tablespoons.
30 freaking 2 of them. All right, here's the one that really surprises me the most. This is the last one.
That puts both of us into a coma
For a month.
And if we split it,
And still, wait. Here's a main dish this is the one that blew my mind. Red Lobster's create your own combination.
no way.
This is a dish that consists of 3 shrimp. There's 3 shrimp dishes you can pick from: Parrot Isle Jumbo Coconut, Walt's Favorite, and Linguine Alfredo. French fries, Caesar salad, 1 cheddar bay biscuit, plus a 24-ounce traditional lobsterita drink. That comes, I guess, with the meal. You ready?
ready.
All right, let's play this game. How many calories?
2,680.
3,600 calories.
No
Oh,
way.
my gosh.
How many grams of saturated fat?
Too many to count.
37. You ready for this one? 6,530 milligrams of sodium.
That's like taking 50 salt shakers, opening your mouth, and just pouring it in. Holy schmoly.
All right, so that does it for the 9 worst meals according to, let me get that site again.
And the Heart Attack Grill isn't on
No.
there?
Unbelievable.
Wow, that's
Center
a
for
mind blower.
S-
So we can go to the Heart Attack
Let's-
Grill.
Tomorrow, lunch.
Center for Science and the Public Interest.
You see what I got pulled up there?
Yes.
I've got to say,
okay.
everything that he talked about compared to the Heart Attack Grill, okay? Have you ever eaten at this place?
No, we know about it. of
Okay,
course.
when they do this, when they do the bacon and everything, they fry, okay? You know what they fry it in?
Bacon.
Lard, okay? Old Southern style. When you get their chocolate milkshake, you know what they stick on the top of this thing?
Bacon.
No, a 1/4 ounce piece of pure butter.
But if you're over 350 pounds,
You get
your
to eat
meal
for-
is free.
You only get the single, too.
I'm nowhere near there until after I eat there.
Aaron, Mauricio, if you got the Heart Attack, are you looking at that?
No,
I was
no.
going to say you want to pull the calories up on that burger.
No,
Check that
I
bad
don't want
boy
to
out.
bring that one up because that'll just make us fall over. So, anyway, so I thought you'd appreciate that. And then the second list I want to do is one we talked about before we went on the air, before we go to break. And as soon as the site comes up, this is the 10 greatest movies, or 10 movies that destroy Las Vegas in them, okay?
All right.
Here we go. First one.
Are you going to go from? Is it? In
They're
order?
not numbered in
Okay,
any order.
okay.
So, first one that's on the list, just released or will be released, I think tomorrow. San Andreas with The Rock.
Oh, you mean that it takes out Vegas too?
Scenes of Sin City destruction to look for. An earthquake in Nevada awakens the San Andreas fault and triggers a swarm of earthquakes in California. The
That
repercussions.
opened last weekend, by the way.
Oh, last weekend?
Yeah.
Hoover Dam, which rains in the mighty Colorado River, cracks and falls apart. The reality, though, it would be virtually impossible for an earthquake or anything else to damage the 726.4 foot tall, 6.6 million ton concrete.
Concrete.
Jeez. And
And he talks about me falling asleep.
so anyway, so that's that one. So that's all right. Here we go. Here's another one. Now, by the way, that was this year. The movie Godzilla, released last year.
Oh, I know that one. They destroyed Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, that's why it's on the list. The movie 2012,
Another one.
which was released in 2009, screenshot of the strip sliding into a huge chasm. Chasm, I guess it's pronounced, from the 2012
chasm
trailer.
is right.
Chasm was right?
Chasm is correct.
All right. Resident Evil Extinction
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
2007.
Right.
Let's see. Group of survivors, including Alice, Mila Djokovic.
Mila Djokovic, and of course Kate Beckinsale.
Right.
know it.
Of course, they're confronted
No, that- wasn't that
throughout the seasons.
Ali
Landry?
Thanks to a miniature
Ali
set of
Wanda's in
studios
that
built.
too.
Yeah.
All right. So they took out the MGM Grand and the Luxor in that movie. Transformers, 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoover Dam took a beating again. Poor Hoover Dam. Even for that matter,
Everybody
the old
picks on Hoover Dam.
the original Superman movie with
Yep.
Christopher Reeve even took out the Hoover Dam and had Jimmy Olsen hanging
Yep.
from it, for crying out loud. Domino in 2005. The Stratosphere is showcased in a pivotal scene in this movie featuring female bounty hunter Domino Harvey, played by Keira Knightley. FBI helicopter circles the
was good.
taller, and a wild gun battle ensues.
I know one. Con Air.
Next on the list, Con Air,
There you go.
1997. That is
Yep.
correct. Mars Attacks.
Yeah,
Oh,
Probably the-
Mars Attacks was the best.
1990
Mars Attacks. And you know, that, oh, my God. that was
1996,
hysterical.
starring Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito. Here's one that kind of is in that weird genre. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie series Honey, I Shrunk the
Sure,
Kids?
Yeah, with Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis. Well, this is Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, where he grew the kid
Into
instead of
Vegas,
shrinking
right?
them.
And-
Yeah, and the kid
The
was
Hard Rock.
playing the guitar off
From
the Hard Rock Hotel. He ripped the guitar off, so that one there. This one goes back. This is probably the oldest one, the last one, The Amazing Colossal Man, back in 1957.
Oh.
Glenn Langan, Kathy Downs, and William Hudson were in that one.
And there was a Vegas in 1957 that they could destroy?
Yeah, actually, I'm looking right at the Silver Slipper, something Village was there. Let's see. Screenshot of a 60-foot tall man yanking off the revolving Silver Slipper from The Amazing Colossal Man. So,
How about
Yeah,
that?
so
That
those-
is a great,
was that fun?
great list. Can
Yeah.
you do me a favor?
Sure.
Could you email me that? 'Cause
It's on the Vegas Unwrapped fan page.
Really?
Yeah.
You put it on there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Where do you think I get all the stuff during the show? I don't search for it during the show and waste time.
okay. I didn't know
All right,
it
we're
was
going to go to
there.
a quick break so I can.
I didn't know it was there.
We have a fan page.
We do have a fan page.
Reality check here.
Yeah, really.
All right, we'll be back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. By the way, the basketball game is 98-98 now in overtime.
Wow.
Who's playing?
I don't know, two teams, the Harlem Globetrotters and the Washington Generals.
Yeah.
Right? I got one more list for you because it's relating to Vegas.
Cool.
And then we'll
that's
switch
fine.
gears.
He's doing fine.
5 things you didn't know about Caesar's Palace.
Ooh. This is a Vegas Unwrapped moment.
That's it.
It's a
Yeah.
It's so unrare. It's so rare.
Is the statues are real?
They start
yeah?
moving sometimes.
All right, I should have loaded
Yeah,
this
I've
up
had that
during the
problem.
break.
And
few
guess
times.
what? They're naked.
They're naked. They're naked. All right, come on, Mr. Computer Screen here. Here we go. All right. The casino was the locale of controversy in the early years. As its opening, the Federal Bureau of Investigations began tracking key people involved with the project, including Jerome Zarowitz, the hotel's financial manager under owner Jay Sarno. Previous to his employment, he served time in prison for trying to fix the 1946 NFL championship. And according to a 1978 article according to an article in the Pittsburgh Press, the FBI reports alleged Zarowitz was the hidden owner. The newspaper reported in 1969, Sarno sold the property for $60 million.
Wow.
The spiral escalator is pretty special in there. I didn't know they had a spiral escalator. I haven't been in there in a long time. This massive spiral escalators were only the second built in the country in 2004. Japanese film Mitsubishi Electric built it, and they're still pretty rare. The biggest one is in a shopping mall in Shanghai.
Wow.
Each one of the escalator weighs 36 tons and were specially designed to have a hidden support system.
Now, where is that? Is that the escalator that starts from the street and goes all the way into the?
No, this is a spiral escalator. The one that goes to the street is like a walking trail.
That's what I thought you were talking
No.
about. No,
It's one that looks like a giant screw.
and you've been in. You've seen that?
No, I'm looking at it right here
see
on my
no.
computer.
Isn't it in between where the hotel and the forum, between the hotel, the forum shops, and the Coliseum? I think that's where it's at.
Hey, guys, it's
never
not giving me
seen
the
it.
actual location.
never
It,
seen
it,
We have to go check that out.
let's
We
go-
need to go down there
right
and check
after
it
the
out.
It might be in the.
Yeah.
It might actually be in the forum shops, from what it looks like here. Number 3, the youngest musician to play in Caesar's Lounge was 6 years old. In 1982, drummer Ronnie Vannucci Jr., now of the Las Vegas-based The Killers, played at a lounge in Caesar's Palace at age 6. He played drums for Play That Funky Music, White Boy. In other music facts, the Coliseum Theater was built specially for Celine Dion's show A New Day and cost $95 million to build. The property was also backdrop to a lot of movies, of course.
Of course.
Right?
Hell's 11.
Right? Hell's Angels. Hell's Angels on Wheels, starring Jack Nicholson, was the first film showing the casino, released in 1967. Some of the other movies, of course, was Rocky III, the most famous scene of Rain Man, parts of Showgirls, Rush Hour 2, Ocean's 11, Dreamgirls, Iron Man, and, of course, the Hangover movie. And last but not least, Evel Knievel had an unfortunate crash at Caesar's Palace.
Try to jump those cars.
Fountain.
On New Year's Eve 1967, the world-famous Daredevil attempted to jump the 141-foot-long fountains, his largest to date. Midair, his motorcycle lost power, and he only sort of landed the jump in a way that made the handlebars go out from under his hands, resulting in a crash that left him with a crushed pelvis and femur and fractures all over his body. He was reportedly in a coma for 29 days after the accident.
I have a question.
Yes.
His motorcycle was in the air.
Mm-hmm.
It lost power.
Mm-hmm.
So what? What the hell is good is the power going to do him when he's up in the air?
I don't know anything about the mechanics of a motorcycle to know.
Or a microscope.
Or a microscope. Or a microphone. Or a microorganism.
Well, it's all it's all speed and friction and
But
everything else.
If he was in
But
midair,
he was in the air. He's in the air, and the bike cuts out. Okay, the force of the thing, even though the wheels are still moving. Okay, and when you see it hit, you could tell that something happened to the bike because the back tire hits and slams on the top of the lamp. It didn't hit the ramp going down; it hit the top. It smacked it like that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I used to race motorcycles, and you were taught when you were racing, when you go off the jump, to leave it wide open. Man.
Right.
So
must have something to do with the force behind the trajectory or something.
The force. Speaking of the force.
The force.
Speaking of the force.
Speaking of the force.
I saw the first preview for the new Star Wars movie coming out next Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
We're home, Chewie.
We're home. He saw it. I thought I saw it for the first. By the way, let me comment on that. I went to a movie and because I had to kill some time yesterday, and I saw the new Disney flick Tomorrowland.
Wait a minute. Back that up.
I thought you were done.
I was waiting to see if you were going to catch that.
Back the truck up. You were where yesterday?
Oh, well, I had in between the doctors.
No. Just answer the question, Your Honor. Where were you yesterday again?
At a movie.
On what day of the week?
Hump Day.
And you were supposed to be where?
Picking up Cammie from work after the doctor's
What time was the movie?
The movie was at 3 o'clock. 2:45, actually.
So you had time to go to the movie with Cammie.
No, I didn't take Cammie. I went by myself.
Okay. So you had time to go to a movie before picking up Cammie, but you didn't have enough time to come into the office to do your job before going to pick up Cammie.
Where I was.
Notice he's stumbling
I
here,
was on
Jpeg.
the east side of town.
She's not on the east side of town.
Yeah, sure she is.
No, she's not.
Bonanza and Easton.
Okay. But still.
And, well, you don't go to the west
definitely
side of
the
town.
east side of town.
You don't go to the east side of town unless you could stay over for the night.
All right. But at least I do that after hours.
Anyway, I saw the new Disney movie Tomorrowland.
I heard it's really good.
It's cute. It's
Yeah?
cute. It's a
Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie.
The sound doctor
so
saw it.
doesn't-
She loved it.
She did like it?
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't fantastic great.
Right.
Like San Andreas must be, right? But
The only reason I'm going to see San Andreas,
you want to see
Carla
Vegas.
Gugino.
Well, because of who?
Carla Gugino.
Oh, of course.
Bless her.
God bless her too. So anyway, so just a movie critic saying it's a good movie. Take your kids; they'll like it better than most of the adults.
I'd have been less offended if you said you went to the movie after 5. Going to a movie on a work day.
You know what
Yeah,
else?
but it's
supposed-
Wednesday.
I got a
it's
senior rate.
senior
I
day.
got a senior rate.
$4.
Yeah.
You know what
I don't
else?
care.
You know what else he did? He threw himself underneath the bus because he went to the movies without his wife.
I know.
Threw
Actually,
yourself under there, buddy.
No, actually, I called her and I said, "Can I go to the movies?"
Notice he didn't call us. He didn't worry about work. He didn't worry about nothing. He just went off and saw a movie at 3 in the afternoon.
I'm going to try
I'm supposed to be retired.
I'm going home at noontime tomorrow. After I'm done with Paige and Adele tomorrow, I'm going home.
There you go.
All right, you know what?
What time's their meeting?
I'm not telling you. Check the calendar that you created. We're going to blow off the last break. We're going to go right into weird news because we're
All
down
right.
to about the last 10 minutes.
Hold on just a quick second here. All right. Okay, I'm ready.
It's the time of the show that allows us to see how screwed up the rest of the world really is and how good our life is.
Wait, before we get into that,
Okay.
I really got to give her a lot of credit.
What's that? For
Suzie,
sitting here
staying
putting up with us?
Sitting through this whole thing.
She's used to this.
You guys are great. I'm used to you guys, but I have to give something a shameless plug.
Go ahead.
This week on HBO, there is a movie called The Nightingale, and it was filmed in a family friend's house. She is now 98 years old, and her house is used for sets.
Oh, cool.
And if you get a chance, it's on HBO 46 times this month, and the star is, I can never say his name right, David O.E. Lowo, the one that was in Selma, the black man that was in Selma.
Yeah.
And he is the star of it. It's a one-man movie. There's no other characters in it. He's a shell-shocked war veteran that goes nuts and kills his mother. And we watched them film it in the house, and it's great. So if you guys ever get to see it, tune it in.
I'm going to watch it.
Well, sure. He's a killer at heart.
Yeah.
I got to first get HBO. At this point, I may lose cable. Anyway, but go ahead.
All right, so
Start us off.
lead story. Let's do it right away.
Go for it.
When officials
Is that lead or lead?
What? You know,
I'm sorry.
Who invited him to this
Go
party?
ahead. Go ahead.
when officials in Richmond, California, learned in 2009 that 70% of the city murders and firearm assaults were directly linked to 17 people, they decided on a bold program to pay off those 17 to behave themselves. Now, for a budget of about $1.2 million, the program offers individual coaching, healthcare coverage, several $100s a month in a stipend to former thugs who stick to their life map of personal goals and conflict resolution training. Now, this is wild. According to an April report on the National Public Radio's This American Life, Richmond is no longer among the most dangerous towns in America, having a murder rate, with the murder rate in fact having fallen from its all-time yearly high of 62 murders to 11 last year. So we pay off the criminals not to be criminals. That's ingenious. Yeah.
Recurring themes. Drivers hit with their own cars recently. Okay, you ready for these?
Yeah.
64-year-old woman was knocked down by her in-gear minivan in Lake Crystal, Minnesota, as she got out to retrieve something from her house.
Nice.
A man in South Center Township, Pennsylvania, was hospitalized after leaving his idling car to adjust something under the hood and apparently adjusted the wrong thing, sending the car thrusting forward.
Nice.
Jamie Vandegraff, age 23, was slammed by his own car as he leaped from the driver's side, not far enough to clear the door, apparently, to avoid South Portland, Maine police and U.S. Marshals pursuing him concerning the robbery of a Shaw's supermarket in April.
Wonderful. Go for it, John. His first reading of Weird News.
Can I pick anyone I want?
Yes, you can.
Except the ones already read.
Which only would happen if you slept through the first couple.
First
true.
one, yeah. Okay. From the Third World Press, Mohammed Nafu was arrested in Lagos, Nigeria in April and charged with robbery after he and his pet baboon intercepted a pedestrian leaving a bank and frightened him into fleeing, leaving his money behind. Police said the versatile baboon had also previously snatched victims' valuables.
Wonderful. All right, let's
Every
go.
which way but loose, right?
Let's yeah. Left turn.
Yeah.
Right?
Golden State is up 10 with a minute and change to go in overtime.
News of the Weird Classic. This goes back to January 2011, which means this one could have been read on Vegas Unwrapped. The Key Underwood Memorial Graveyard near Cherokee, Alabama is reserved as hallowed ground for the burial of genuine coon dogs, which must be judged authentic before the carcasses can be accepted, according to a December 2010 report in the Birmingham News. The Tennessee Valley Coon Hunters Association must attest to the dogs having had the ability to tree a raccoon. In 2010, March 2010, a funeral for one coon dog at Key Underwood drew 200, that's right, folks, 200 mourners.
Only 17 states have specific laws to protect against revenge porn, which is exposing ex-lovers' intimate images online as retaliation for a breakup. But a possible solution in the other states, reported CNN in April, is for the victim to file a takedown demand under the Federal Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which would subject the avenger to penalties for not removing the images. However, to prove copyright, the victim first must file copies of the body images with the U.S. Copyright Office, increasing the victim's drama, though an office spokesman told CNN that only the copyright examiner would see them. If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. JPEG?
Okay. How about undignified deaths? It takes only 4 of the U.S. Supreme Court justices to accept a case for review, but it takes 5 to stay in execution. On January 23rd, the court accepted the case challenging Oklahoma's death penalty chemicals, but the lead challenger, Charles Warner, lacking the 5th stay vote, had been executed 8 days earlier using the challenged chemicals. During the time the justices were deliberating. God.
How did that work out for him?
The case Warner versus Gross was immediately renamed Glossip versus Gross, but Richard Glossip himself was scheduled to die on January 28th. Then, without explanation, at least one other justice supplied Glossip's missing 5th vote, and with 1 day to spare, his execution was stayed until the challenge to the chemicals is resolved.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while. That chemical stuff. You know, what are the best chemicals combination to use in order so that the execution guy doesn't suffer.
I believe that they had a case in Alabama not long ago to where they did the lethal injection, and the guy really tortured. I mean, for like 26 minutes on the death table, man. And so that's why they're talking about these chemicals. What are the right things?
And it's interesting, especially since this is Oklahoma,
Right.
is that they have just voted to get rid of the death penalty. Now, the governor of the state, and because of this chemical issue, and the governor has announced that he found a place to get the right chemicals to do it. Unfortunately, it's from overseas, and the Food and Drug Administration will not allow the stuff to be imported into the United States.
Nice.
So,
Made in China.
Made in China.
Let me finish up with this.
We have a minute.
Just a minute?
We have about a minute and a half.
All right, because this is short. I'm doing what God wants. Mike Holpin, 56, told British TV Channel 5 in April, in the Bible, God says, "Go forth and multiply," said the unemployed former carney who claims to have fathered at least 40 children, now aged between 3 and 37, by 20 different women. Holpin had been married 3 times and lived with his fiancée Diane and 2 kids in the Welsh town of CWM. He says, "I will never stop. I'm as fertile as sin." I thought you'd like to hear that one.
yeah, that's
Okay.
Guys,
Thank you, Suzie Rae, for coming on tonight and braving all 2 hours with us.
I
Good
have
to
a
see
gun
you.
in my car, don't worry.
Very good. Want to thank you, the listener, for checking in with Vegas Unwrapped. Stay tuned for BCN Talk with Gil and Robert and company. Bobcat on the board, JPEG in the doing the camera stuff. As always, Mr. Cash, be kind to each other. Why is that?
We are all we have.
Have a great week. Be safe. See you Tuesday afternoon at Spotlight on VANR, and Thursday, Vegas Unwrapped. Have a great week.